Open your books with me to page 456. Lesson 9.1. This lesson has quite a few new terms, new terminology. You'll need to write these down. A monomial. Get what you need so we can get started. A monomial is an expression that is a number, a variable, or the product of one or more variables. A monomial is a number, a variable, or the product of one or more numbers and variables. Numbers and variables. Let me tell you what a monomial is not. It does not contain an addition or subtraction sign. Okay? It does not contain an addition or subtraction sign. So, some examples are 12. Number 12 is a monomial because it's a number. Y is a monomial because it's a variable. Negative 5x squared y is a monomial because it is the product of numbers and variables. That is a negative sign. It indicates whether it's positive or negative. It does not a subtraction sign joining something else. It's a negative sign in this case. C over 3 is a quotient. A quotient and a product are basically this. What do you do to get a quotient? You're really multiplying C times 1/3. Okay? So these are monomials. Degree of a monomial. The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of its variables. So, what if it doesn't have a variable? What if the number is 7 and it doesn't have a variable? It is degree 0. What about 2/3 x? What's the exponent in this one? The exponent that's on the variable is what? 1. So it is degree 1. 7x squared y cubed. It says it's the sum of the exponents of the variables. So this is degree 5.
Nope. Just talking over Brandon.
Okay, next on our list is a polynomial.
So,
Polynomial is a monomial or the sum or difference of two or more monomials. For example, 3x to the 4th plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 1 is a polynomial. This polynomial contains 4 monomials. Let's talk about each monomial. 3x to the 4th is a monomial. What's its degree? 4. 5x squared is a monomial. What's its degree? Negative 7x or 7x is degree what? 1. And the number 1 is degree 0. The degree of the polynomial is 4 because it is the largest degree of its terms. Not because it has 4 items in it, but because of this right here. That's the degree of the polynomial. The polynomial is degree 4. You categorize it by saying, well, what is the highest what's the highest degree of one of its components? Okay. We good? Everybody got this? What is it?
How can you describe what a monomial is? Number variable or product of numbers and variables?
These are monomials.
What does that mean?
A number, a letter, or when you multiply them or divide them.
Either exponents or exponents monomials?
A monomial can contain exponents, yes. Okay. Standard form. Standard form means you go from the highest exponent to the lowest exponent. Okay, and they're going to want you to write all your stuff in standard form. So let's look at example 2 on page 457. It says write each polynomial in standard form. Then name it based on its degree and number of terms. This is what they give you. For this to be in standard form, you must start with the highest exponent of x and work your way down. And the last thing you want is your constant, your plain number. It goes at the end. So do I need to rearrange this? Yes. Please be careful that your sign goes with your term. You are taking 2x away, so that goes with that. Minus 2x plus 5. I put it in standard form. Now, tell me the degree of the first term. What's this degree? What's this degree? 0. So the degree of the whole thing is the highest answer you gave me when I went through each term. So it's degree 1.
So standard form, the x has to be four normal numbers.
How many terms does this polynomial have? That means how many items are being added or subtracted. And this is an item.
Added or subtracted.
And this is an item. 2 items. Okay, we have some special labels. We have some special labels. We're going to make a chart. Name using degree. If it's degree 1, it is linear. If it's degree 2, it's quadratic. If it's degree 3, it's cubic. If it's degree 4, we call it 4th degree. And so on. There's no other special names. Okay? Name using terms. If it has one term, it's a monomial. If it has two terms, it's a binomial. Three terms is a trinomial. And that's it. After that, you just say it has four terms or five terms. So let's go back and let's assign the special names to these two descriptions here. So if it's degree 1, what special name do we put with it? Linear. And if it's two terms, we call it a binomial. Okay? Next example. Okay, put it in standard form. So start with the highest exponent. So what is the highest exponent? There's two of them that have x to the fourth. Well, you know what that means? Those two that have identical variables raised to the identical power are called like terms, and you can add them together. So how many will you have if you add 3 and 5? 8x to the fourth. We don't add the exponents. They're just kind of little labels that we bring along. We get x to the 8th if we multiplied them, but not if we add them. Okay, what goes next? And then? Okay. So tell me the degree. Number of terms? 3. So, anybody have a question about that? Let's do another one. What do you start with here? You need to start with the highest exponent of v. Well, I don't really see an exponent on v. What does that mean when you don't see an exponent? That means there's a 1 there. You need to combine those. What's 7 plus negative 11? Negative 4v plus 8. Now, what's the degree? So that makes it a linear. And how many terms?
2.
Which makes it a binomial. Okay. Help me do this one. Hallie Kate, what do you think goes first? Which one? Y to the third. And take its sign with it. Negative y to the third. Okay. What goes next, Jessie? Plus 3y. And, yeah, that's y. What's the last thing I need up there, Leah? Okay. So what's the degree? And how many terms? So this is a cubic trinomial. Okay? You think you got this? Well, they're going to ask you to add these things together. If you're adding, if the symbol between the two, this is example 3, is an adding It's a really easy problem. You just add like terms. That's all you have to do. Is there anything that matches 4x squared? And when you add them together, what do you get? Good. Is there anything that matches 6x? Negative 9x. Be careful that you take its sign with it. So 6 minus 9 is, okay. And is there anything that matches the 7? And that makes 8. Can we do that? That's simple. There's no trouble with it. Here's the deal though. Sometimes the symbol between the two is subtraction. What does that mean? Means you got to do what? Yeah, you got to subtract. But what's the property we're going to have to use before we get started? Distribution. We're going to have to distribute across here. The first set doesn't change. This becomes minus x cubed plus 8x squared minus 11. Then combine what goes with that.
5x minus 8x squared.
But we're gonna do the x cubes first. Now y'all, be careful. People look at that and they want to say, "Ooh, look, the x cubes subtract away," but they actually don't. There's one of them here and there's two of them there. 2 take away 1 leaves you with 1x cubed. Then 5x squared plus 8x squared is 13x squared.
Can we just put that first one x cubed?
Yeah, you can put it as x cubed. Does anything match negative 3x? No. What about that negative 11? No. Okay. So be careful when you're subtracting because you have to distribute the negative sign. Questions, Tom? Got a question? Everybody good? Okay. Page 459. 2 through 8 even. 9 through 14 all. 16 through 38 even. 39 through 41 all. 49 and 50.